What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lowkey OJ back with another video. So continuing with this tips and tricks my GM series, I thought we would get onto the small forwards portion of the video. Now, when you're building your franchise, probably the most important player that you can get is a small forward when you're trying to win a championship. Because if you look at the history of the NBA, you need a strong small forward, either a strong offensive one or a strong defensive one in order to win a championship. Going all the way back to the days with Michael Jordan, he had Scottie Pippen, to nowadays where you got Kevin Durant, LeBron James, the Kawhi Leonards of the world. So starting with that little fact there, then you'll know that it's gonna take a little bit more in order to get these guys. So remember, these are the best value guys compared to, relatively what you're sending away to get them and what you're not. And because of that, on this video, I'm not gonna exactly show you guys the trade value. I'll just tell you, to look into the next video where I will be showing you guys how to get these type of players who are 3 stars and above. So starting with the first guy, we're gonna look at the New York Knicks. Now, with the New York Knicks, the guy that you're gonna want to look at is Kevin Knox. Now, Kevin Knox is only 19 years old. He's only 19 years old, 75 overall. He's basically just an offensive player right now, as you can see. His mid-ranges isn't that great, but he has a good open shot 3, contested 3, and off the dribble 3. So he can create his own shot. His free throw's not the greatest, but he can drive the layup. He can drive like a standing layup is good too, and his driving layup and driving dunk is good. His ball control is good too for the small forward position, so you can give him the ball to create his own shot. And of course, his passive vision isn't that good because he is just basically a scoring small forward, but he has the potential to go all the way up to 85 overall. And you could, as you grow him, as you mentor him, you could turn him into a decent defender. And since he's going to be an 85 overall player and he's already a pretty good offensive player, then of course his main strength is going to be offense. And because of that, that's where you're going to get the value from Kevin Knox. Now, down to number 5, we're going to go to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, are we wondering who at small forward? Is it going to be TJ Warren? TJ Warren, why would you pick TJ Warren? Well, that's right, I'm not gonna pick TJ Warren. I'm going to be looking at Josh Jackson. Now in real life, Josh Jackson, if you're a Suns fan, you'll know he's extremely frustrating, but you can still see the talent there. But in 2K, they got him looking like the next star to be, because just looking at his stats, he's at a 74 mid-range and a 75 contested. In real life, he's not really a good mid-range shooter. And they got him at a 71 open shot 3, and a 60 contested and 60 off the dribble shot 3. And when in real life too, he's not that great, but that's good for you, because in this game, again, if you want to build a good team, you're gonna need a wing, a small forward, or a shooting guard who can be a good defender and be a scoring threat. And Josh Jackson is the perfect mold for that type of player. With his height being 6'7", he's already kind of half decent on offense, but where he really gets his chops in is his defense. His defense, as you can see over here, defensive consistency of only 60, but his health defense is at 75, which is above the average. His pass perception is average, and his steal is above the average for this position. His block is above the average, and his shot conversion is above the average, and so is his hustle and lateral quickness. And his athleticism is also just slightly above average for the position, which of course added in with the defensive potential he has and the offensive potential, you can see why you would pick up Josh Jackson. And with his potential being at an 86 overall, if you do it right, you're guaranteed to have a solid player to star type of player on your team. That's why he's at number 4 on this list. Now, as we go down to number 3 on the list, we're gonna look at the Magic. Now the Magic have this 6'10" small forward. If you haven't heard of his name, is Jonathan Isaac. Now Jonathan Isaac was in the same draft class as Josh Jackson, and he's basically in the similar mold to him, being like decently offensively, but where he really makes his money is, my bad, he's decently offensively, but where he makes his money is where on the defensive end, because of his physical tools and the attributes. So the reason why he's ahead of Josh Jackson is not only is he 3 overalls better than him, but he's also 6'10" and not as good offensively, as you can see with his shot. His shot isn't really there, but his standing layup and free throw and driving layup all make it worth it to pick him over Josh Jackson. Also, when you put into the fact that his athleticism isn't too bad, it's not as good as Josh Jackson, but when you combine that with his height, of course, that's what you get. And also, his potential is 86. So basically, at the end of the day, they're both going to be at the same overall, but Jonathan Isaac is going to have 2 inches over Josh Jackson, but he is also a year older. So you can interchange those 2 guys, but in my opinion, you can't go wrong with either. But Jonathan Isaac would take just a slight edge over Josh Jackson. Now, as we go down further down the list, these final 2 guys, these are the type of guys that you would want to build around. Like, it'd be like a Jason Tatum type player, where you know that they're gonna definitely be a star, at least in 2K. I don't know about real life. Now, I'm a Lakers fan, and even though I'm a Lakers fan, I don't necessarily love Brandon Ingram, but I still see the potential there. It's just his mentality just isn't there. Maybe it's his mentality, or maybe his skill isn't actually there, but in 2K, just off the bat, you know, Brandon Ingram is more than serviceable, more than solid. As you can see over here, he's well polished in the mid-range with an 82 open, 82 contested, and a 77 open shot 3, and a 77 contested shot 3, 77 off the dribble shot 3, which is giving him more than he deserves, because in real life, he's been just shooting bricks on 3s, to be honest. Or maybe that's what it seems like. I think his percentage is at like a 37, so it's not as bad as I'm saying. You know, that's just part of the fandom, getting frustrated with the young talent. But he's still very good, considering he can shoot the ball. He's 6'9", super long wingspan. He's not the greatest defender, but he's an average defender. He can handle the ball, he can pass the ball. So skill-wise, he has the mold of a superstar. Skill-wise, just not athletically. But like you see with Kevin Durant, you don't need to be an athletic beast in order to dominate. You just need the physical tools. So that's why we have him at number 2. And also, if we go down over here to his potential is an 86, just like Josh Jackson and Jonathan Isaac. But when you get him, since he is 21, just like Jonathan Isaac, they both have the room to grow. And when you first get Brandon Ingram, you can just put him right into your team and he'll be ready to go. There'll be no need to mess around. And that leaves us with the final guy at number 1. Now, at number 1, we don't really know whether or not in real life this guy is as good as 2K says he is, but if we're just going off of his high school career before he got injured and just what he was able to show physically, you know, they might be right, and the Denver Nuggets might have gotten a steal in the draft at pick number 14. But if you don't know who I'm talking about Michael Porter Jr., who is 20 years old. He's 6'10", so the same height as Jonathan Isaac, but except unlike Jonathan Isaac, he can shoot already. He knows how to shoot, given with that 74 open shot range, 68 contested, and 70 off the dribble. You know, you got a 76 open shot 3 and a 72 contested shot 3 and a 73 off the dribble shot 3. You know, his free throws an 83, standing layups an 87, and driving layups an 87, 80, and his standing dunk is 60. So as you can see, like his stats are very, very good. Ball control is 78. His passing vision doesn't make up, but it doesn't matter because ball control just allows you to, you know, create your own offense. He has good post control, post hook, post fadeaway, offensive consistency considering he is a rookie and everything. But the most important thing about him, even though his athleticism doesn't match up with the likes of Josh Jackson or Jonathan Isaac, again, just kind of like Ingram, the skills gap is what makes up for it, and the fact that his potential, if you look over here, out of everybody on the list, he's going to be 88 overall. So not only does he have the highest potential, but he's still serviceable like Brandon Ingram and Jonathan Isaac would be. So that's my list for your top 5 best value small forwards in NBA 2K19 My Jam. If you guys liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see any more of these type of videos, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions or any difference of opinions on who you think would fit better, make sure to put it down in the comment section below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.